Let's get into it. 7:46 a.m. here, Monday, December 16th. Watch list for the week. I'm up, I'm at it, I'm ready to go. This is my time to shine since I'm an early riser. Let's get into the watch list. Before I do so, come to ztrades.net. Check out the terms and conditions page at the very top. Read it, agree to it, as well as our disclaimer. If you do not join the Discord, which is 100% free to join. Do not join the watch list as well, which is 100 on the newsletter, which is 100. I can't even speak, which is free. 100%, which is free. Jeez. If you agree to it, feel free to watch it and join the Discord and all that. Let's jump into it since I'm getting tripped up on my words here trying to explain the disclaimer. AMD. We have anchored VWAP right here. We have a volume shelf. Let's also look at that. We got a volume shelf at 118. We also have this at 122. I don't see it going lower than 119. 118, high 119s. High 118s, low 119. I don't. You know, and anchored VWAP is coming up with this volume bar right here. We had that gap right there, which it filled, that volume bar, that volume gap. 123.50 is what it's claiming, and we have VWAP, anchored VWAP at the same level. Where it bounced that, well, here, basically there, and we're basically coming up to it here. So we're in bounce territory, in my opinion. Let's take a look at ARM. ARM's another one that I've been looking at daily. I'm actually in ARM equity. Look at the break. I got in somewhere over in here. That's a reversal candle. Right now it's showing some steam pre-market here. I'd like to see it go higher. Let's also look at MU. By the way, guys, you can get all of this right to your email. All of this comes right. Look at the anchored VWAP. Look at it resting right there. I love this. Why did I take this off to begin with? If you guys want this watch list, I have my watch list come out weekly. You can get it in a text message where you click a link and you see the watch list. It's free. Or a newsletter. So... which you'll get an email. Costs nothing, completely free. Or if you like watching the YouTube video, feel free to keep watching the YouTube videos. The watch list newsletter opt-in will be in the description below. MU has earnings. Look at the setup here. Doesn't look bad. What else are we going to look at here? You know, I talked about it already broke from whenever I talked about it. I talked about this in my watch list last night. Where was it? The daily? It was the daily there. You know, last week I was like, listen guys, this is where we're at. I think we're gonna bounce. I really do. It did not look like this. This wasn't there. It looked like this, right? Let's go ahead and look at it. Kind of like that. I know that looks awful, but anyway, as I said, it looks like we're on a trend line. I expect us to bounce. We bounced. We hit all-time highs. Okay, on futures we saw 106. That's not bad. I'd like to see this go parabolic and run up to 118, 120, which is probably going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen right now, right in the middle of the halving boom. Let's keep it moving here. Let's look at Roku. Roku doesn't look bad. Take a look. Ignore my sloppy drawing. Not bad. Would love to see that body right here, 84, this week 85. And this zone up here is where sellers are, 86. That would be nice. We're at 82-ish, 83-ish right now. Could have a nice little pop there. What else? What else did I have? Tiger? I didn't announce that one though. I should have announced that one. I didn't. We have that gap right there. We've got anchored VWAP, which this crashed into. I was in this with Equity Genie. Equity Genie called this bad boy. I called that out to him. PDD, you know, Baba, China. Everyone's obsessed with the TA on China, and it ends up failing. When you take China, it's after it's collapsed really hard, and there's been a gap down. Sorry, like this. Boom, big gap and it's low. Basically at the same level as it was over in here. Right here too. Great place. you know, taking breakouts on this right now, I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Every time it has a good setup, it fails. Let's take a look at something else here. We got, let's see here. What else did I cover? MSTR. Wrote an article on this. They were added to the NASDAQ. They will be added to the NASDAQ 100 the 23rd. 7 days from now. So I expect this right around the 23rd to, I expect, Bitcoin's already running. I expect this thing to be at the top of the shelf up here. 429, 434, somewhere around there. And I expect us to break out. You can see where this is, 450. I expect us to go higher than 446, 450. And for us to come into this zone up here around 5 at some point. 450 is on the horizon, in my opinion, by the end of the week. By next week, we are going to be falling right into the middle of the Bitcoin halving boom. I think we're going to go loony. So we will see if that happens. I am an MSTX equity. I'm getting messages right now. Look at MSTX. Beautiful. Right on the EMA. What EMA is this? The 20? Why is that up? And why is the 100 and the 50 and 200 not up? Either way, I don't know what's going on with all that. Is it different EMAs that I'm seeing on different? No, it's not. I guess I didn't set it up right. Either way, we're on the 20. We respected it. There, there, and there. And there, and there, and there, and there. And over here, and all down here. And I expect us to pop up off this. So let's see if that happens. I'd like to see that happen, and I'd like us to go back in this zone. You can see we're holding this volume shelf right here. They had that big gap down there to 70, but I'd like to see us pop back up here. It'd be awesome to see 200 on this thing, 100% on the equity. Other than that, let's take a look at miners real quick. We're going to look at BITF. None of them have good TA other than this. This is the best TA that I see on any of them, right? We're in this. I expect us to pop out at some point. We will, in my opinion, see that again, 385. Daily looks kind of boring. We have a gap to fill to 186. We're almost there as it is. But the weekly doesn't look bad. That's the linear chart. That's the regular chart. NVIDIA. Weekly. Why is it so stretched out? Okay. That's what I'm seeing here. But the daily, there's confliction, so I didn't even add this. I was like, wait, the daily says one thing and the weekly says another. There's the head. Here's the shoulder. Doesn't look good to me. I don't like it. I do not like it. Looks like we want to come down here. What is this? It's a 100. 100 will be at 129. I mean, we're not that far off right now. We're somewhat moving up on NVIDIA. What else was it? Oh, QQQ. QQQ already did it. I had this written out here. Again, why is this? Okay. That's a bullish candle formation right there. This body closing above that one and at the wick of that, that's bullish. Telling me we're going to be higher today, Monday, which we already gapped up. So I guess that's not fair, but I did already have that written out for us. Let's take a look. Before I get off here, I want to look at Riot. I want to look at Riot and I want to look at options. Where are the options? Here we go. Add to the sidebar. Good Lord. Look at all this. It's a sea of green over here for what? For February 25th? Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this guy up here. This guy has some cojones. June of 2025, the 30 calls. That guy's cojones are very big, aren't they? And someone's buying deep in the money down here. Might as well just buy the equity at that point. 27 calls for Jan 2026. This guy's in the 15s for 2027. Look at these out up here. These out of the money's 30s for January. Someone may get cooked. It better go quick. That one's a little bit better, right? June of next year, the 30s, I can see that. This is where a majority of them are, is as high as the majority goes. June, the 20s. 20s is I like that. That's a bit outlandish, you know, getting that far out of the money. 26 is for March. I like these in here, the 20s. 20s look great. We have some out of the money here. 15s look fine for June 2025. You know, we got puts in there, calls at the 15 strike, lots of them for January. I like the 15s and I like the 20s. I think those are great. Let's take a look at Let's look at VITF. See what we have going on here. Gosh, well, you can go out of the money cheap on this. 5s for 2026. Yeah, 4 calls for May. Let's take a look at Mara. They're out of the money on this bad boy. Let's look at IBIT. And by the way, I see something here. Look at this one. I like that. 50s for 2026. Here's where a majority of them are. There's a lot of calls on this. By the way, before I swap over, let's take a look at this real quick. That doesn't look bad at all. That does not look bad at all. Either way, it could fit either way. That's not fitting. All right, there we go. It could be either way. That looks good. And I'm going to have to share this to the group. This looks really good. Let's go ahead and exit this. I'm sharing that to the group right here. That looks fantastic. Wow. We came all the way down to fill this little volume gap over here. We need to surpass this. We need to break 20. I think next time we break, because you got to think about it. We were on anchored VWAP over here at 18 and we went to 30, right? So we came from all the way down here from 17 to 30. The thing almost went up 100%. Now we can come from, let's say, 22 to what? Like 34 before it does this again and then goes higher. Just look at the lows. All right, we're going to look at the lows here. These lows. Higher low, let's go off this. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Possible higher low if we break out again. That's the setup right there. If you guys like this content, make sure to like and follow for more. Join the Discord, completely free to join. Also, the newsletter. Description below, completely free. You can get all this in the newsletter every Sunday.